Hello, everybody. Welcome to Interview Cosplay. And today we're interviewing Mr. Tojo Cosplay. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Don't forget the underscore after Mr.
Right.
He's cosplaying today as Aquaman. Yep. And so
I
let
have
me pull up the
my tridents. I can
questions.
bring them down a little bit.
The what?
My tridents.
Oh, your tridents. Oh, yeah. Now you definitely can tell. You're like, you cannot mistake this guy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just making sure that everything is good here. All right. So, how did you, in the first place, first question, going right into it, how did you discover cosplaying?
I discovered cosplay when I decided to do a costume contest for my old job that I worked at. Every year they would do a costume contest, and I decided to build a giant Lego Batman for my
Oh,
costume. And so what happened was I built the costume. It was amazing. It was huge. It was about 7 foot tall Lego Batman made out of cardboard and foam. And
hmm.
I won the contest. And then, like 2 days later, I went to a Halloween party,
Oh,
that
interesting.
a family friend's Halloween party. And I thought, oh, I'll bring my Lego Batman. So I brought it, and everybody loved it. Well, a good friend of mine, Renee, she's part of a nonprofit charity group,
Hmm.
cosplay group called the Justice League of Arizona,
Nice.
and she introduced me into cosplay because she really loved my costume and thought it would work great for the DC costume um, genre for the nonprofit. And at the time, I wasn't really doing much, and I really wanted to get into cosplay, but I really didn't know how. And I thought, well, this would be a perfect way to get into it. So I joined the nonprofit, and that's when my cosplay career began.
Nice.
And I've been doing it ever since.
So, would you say that would be your first cosplay then, the Lego Batman?
Yeah, Lego Batman was my first real cosplay. I mean,
Nice.
I've done like costumes for Halloween and stuff
Of
like that,
course.
but yeah, my Lego Batman was the first one that I actually did that was considered cosplay. That wasn't only for Halloween. I wore it more often than that.
Yeah, because cosplay has just blown up recently in like the mid 2000s, I would say. Or when where before, if you dressed up at Comic Cons, then you were the outcast. You were the weird one. And then
Right,
now it's like you're the weird one if you don't dress up in cosplay.
right. It's just like, why do you go to a convention if you're not going to dress up? No.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's that's the joy of having a convention. And unfortunately, during our Corona time, our
yeah.
the pandemic,
Lockdown.
everything's locked down. Everything's canceling. Here in Arizona, we had Phoenix Fan Fusion just announced that they canceled. Sabaton Con just canceled. You know, it's going to come down to it where hopefully in January of 2021 we'll be able to resume um,
Hopefully. I
different
mean,
Comic Cons.
crossing
But
fingers that everything goes well and the pandemic starts to decrease so
yeah,
that way
exactly.
we can try to get, back into our normal lives again. But what's great is, as I've seen since this whole COVID situation has happened, that a lot of cosplayers are going out there and they're not actually visiting, but doing personal videos for different people, or even doing what I have seen. TikTok has been an amazing platform for cosplayers,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's a good way to stay relevant and also help out your cause. Like I know for Arizona, there's the Heroes United. AZ does a lot of charitable work. They were doing the videos, put on the cape. I'm sure Justice Leagues of Arizona have been doing videos as
yeah,
well.
I'm also a part of Heroes United too with Gus and all of them. So
Nice. It's a
yeah.
really good thing that people are doing. Even though we're quarantined, we can still help out and bring smiles to people's faces. because let's face it, little kids love cosplayers.
Yeah, it's just like real life superheroes for
Hmm.
them.
Yep, exactly. So, what are your
And
next three
especially,
cosplays coming up?
my next three cosplays are going to be, well, I kind of love to stick with Jason Momoa's characters because,
So you
So
got
I was
Game
thinking
of Thrones.
my next cosplay is Baba Voss from
Okay,
C.
nice.
Um, Another cosplay that I'm looking into doing is a big one that I haven't really started yet. It's going to cost a lot to make and a lot of material, and that is Ganon
Okay.
from Legends of Zelda.
Yep.
Um, and the third one I believe I was planning on doing was I totally forgot the
Yep.
name of the cosplay,
Yeah.
but those two are the ones that I've
Yeah.
been looking forward to doing. Um, yeah, I was actually going to possibly do Geralt,
Okay.
but I don't know how that'll work.
That would be a tricky one. And that would be
Yeah,
definitely a tricky one. So,
but
yeah, go ahead.
oh yeah, so but what's great though is that being an actor, I get to play characters and become new, like original characters too. So, but I'm also actually part of a film that's coming up in October called it's a fan film that
Oh,
I'm working on. It's called the Star Wars Force to Reveal, and
nice.
I'm playing a character for that show also.
Oh, that's cool. So,
And
what
then
what do you
what's
think
that?
of what do you think of the whole rumor that they're going to basically pretend that episode 7, 8, and 9 didn't exist and redo Star Wars?
Oh, I saw that, and I don't know. I mean, it's already out there.
It's
They
like,
can't erase it.
huh? Can't
It's like
erase the stuff you
you can't
did.
erase it. But yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. I really don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it would be interesting if they were to possibly do maybe a like kind of like Snyder cut, where you
Okay.
have one director's vision, and then
Hmm.
you use a different director and call it their cut
Okay.
of what they want to do it instead. Maybe even have uh, George Lucas come back out and actually direct these last three films instead of somebody else.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm gonna put my wife on the spot.
What? Why?
She opens the door and just goes, "Oh, sorry, I had to do it." I was like, "Really? I'm trying to be professional with this interview, Jamie."
So sorry.
All right,
So sorry.
go watch it on your tablet.
I'm frozen.
Oh Lord. Okay.
My legs won't move.
So anyway, back to the interview. So have you what what cosplay contest were you in?
um, I was in well for conventions. I
Yeah.
haven't done any
Oh,
cosplay
you've never done
contests.
masquerades. Okay.
No, I did a for my first time. I was actually in L.A.
Okay.
and it was the Anime LA
Okay.
convention, and I got the opportunity to be in a cosplay catwalk
Oh, that's fun.
as Hanzo
Okay.
from yeah. So that was actually quite fun. But the cosplay contest I've been in was kind of like a Halloween contest, but it was right around the same time as Ace Comic Con that
Okay.
was happening at the Glendale. Uh, I forgot the name of the Glendale
Where was?
place.
Yeah, it was over at. Hmm. Okay. I can't remember
Yeah, it's right
anymore.
next to the football stadium.
Yeah.
But I did it at one of the bars and everything like that as Lego Batman, and I won first prize as that. And that was actually
Fun.
the reason why I wanted to grow in cosplay instead of just doing just Lego Batman. I wanted to broaden my spectrum of cosplays from just that.
So, how did you come up with cosplaying as Jason Momoa characters? Like, did somebody say, "Wow,
So,
you should do this"?
so I actually when I went and saw Aquaman,
Okay.
and I was just like, or it was not Aquaman, it was Justice League. I went and saw Justice League in theaters. I got a pre-screening opportunity to go see it,
Nice.
and when I went to go see it, I went and watched it, and I was just like, I love this and everything like that. I was in the process of growing my hair out,
Okay.
and everything like that, and then I got stopped by somebody in the mall, and they were like, "Wow, you look almost just like Jason Momoa," and I was like, "Nah, nah." But then I did a parade as Dark Suit Superman, where he has the beard and the hair and everything like that,
Yep.
as when he gets revived and everything like that. So I wore that suit because I thought he was going to wear that in Justice League. So I totally bought that, had the beard, grew my hair out a little bit to look like Black Suit Superman.
Okay.
And I did a parade. And out of nowhere, somebody in the crowd goes, I'm waving, and there's like, "Nice try, Aquaman. We know it's you." And I was just like, "What? I'm Superman." And then I was just like, "Maybe." And it's like, let me go get a wig. I put the wig on. I shaved my beard to where it is now, but a little bit lower. And then I was just like, okay. And then I did this outfit, and I went to Phoenix Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, I mean, I don't really look like him, but I'll try my best. Put some makeup on, do the little scar thing, and then go out there and just have some fun. And then everywhere, left and right, everybody's like, "Oh my God, you look just like Jason Momoa." And that's where it kind of was just like, the little ego boost kind of happened.
Heck yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, okay, maybe let's try it." And so I just started doing a lot of Jason Momoa characters, and even out of cosplay, it's just everywhere I go.
Everywhere it goes, like, what?
It's my real hair now, and everybody just goes around. It's just like, "Oh man, you look almost just like Jason Momoa." Just everywhere I go, and it's just funny. And I try even when little kids come up and I'm just dressed in normal clothes, and they're like, "Are you Aquaman?" And I'll just go, "Shh."
Yeah, exactly.
It's
No,
cute
it's cool.
because they get all excited, and then they go tell their parents.
So maybe a stuntman for Jason Momoa. It could be in the future.
I need to get a little bit more muscular, thin out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if I could possibly get the opportunity to, at least one film be his stunt double, I would. That would be one of my, life goals.
Exactly.
It's trying to be at least a stunt double for him in one film.
So when you are making your cosplays, do you prefer sewing, armor making, or wig working?
I love armor making. Armor making is very fun for me.
Okay.
But when I say armor making, I mean leather. Like I've never worked for leather before, but I built Khal Drago, and most of his outfit is leather. But see, leather is very expensive, so I use vinyl, and then I created different like vinyl leather, and so I created my own little version of leather by doing a leather felt, foam, and vinyl, and sandwiched them together to give that look of leather. But I also used actual leather and like the straps. These are actual leather. This is actual leather intertwined together. But I'm planning on making Viking armor out of leather pretty soon. Oh,
nice.
Because I'm in another film called Son of Thor, and I'm playing the Son of Thor, so I'm making my own Viking armor for the film.
Nice.
So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Cool.
I just love doing like foam armor too. I'm planning on creating another costume. It's an OC for another short film that I'm planning on doing, and it's a vigilante. So that's something I'm creating. But it's not really considered cosplay, but I might make it into a cosplay.
Yeah, of course.
Later on, but a lot of these things that I create are mostly for film.
Nice. So when you do photo shoots for your cosplays, do do you like to do backdrops or do you like to do specific locations?
So a couple of photo shoots that I have done. I've done some where I've done like a green screen backdrop. I've done some photo shoots where we used like props and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But my favorite is when I actually go out and do photo shoots out in Arizona. Like I did a photo shoot with I'm probably gonna drop a name here, but her name's Pauline Engelhoff. Her photos are amazing. She did an amazing job with my photos. If you look with the new Aquaman suit
Hmm.
photos on my Instagram account, she did all those photos for that,
Okay.
and she's phenomenal with doing special effects and just photoshopping. But some of the photos are actually done on scene, like
Nice.
outside near a pond or just things like that. And I I love being in a location and be able to use the natural beauty of Arizona as my backdrop. But I plan on going to Hawaii next year, and I'm definitely going to be bringing my suit to do photo shoots out in Hawaii.
Yeah, one thing that cosplayer told me before is if you do film on location, let the police or security know what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, what's great about like Aquaman is that I have a trident, but like my buddy of mine who also cosplays, he went out as Deadpool,
Yeah.
and he also his friend went out as uh, Kane or oh shoot, what's the other guy's name? I'm terrible with names.
Cable.
Uh, Cable.
Yeah.
Cable. He went out as Cable and was just decked out in guns everywhere, and they were out in the middle of Phoenix
Yep.
on like near a garage, a parking
Okay.
garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cops were called on them and everything, and
It's
it's
like
just
beep,
like,
boop.
yeah, with weapons and all that stuff. Like when
We're
I
like,
come
we're
out with
good.
this, yeah, when I come out with this trident and I'm dressed up as like Aquaman or anything like that, oh man, like they'll just come up and like it's like, can we get a photo? Can we get a photo? It's
Yeah, of
just
course.
I have no issues like doing pictures anywhere because I think a lot of people that do cosplays with weapons need to go talk to at least like if you're going to do it out in the city, at least notify the police, hey, I'm doing a photo shoot, block off the location, or get a permit. But
Yeah.
for individuals that don't have weapons, you could just shoot anywhere.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I
Except
was I was just walking to a con one time dressed as Deadpool, and I had all the weapons on me, and all of a sudden, boop, boop, and you're like,
right,
"Don't shoot me, it's fake."
right.
So the cop took the gun out of the holster and was like, "Oh yeah, it's fake. Okay." He's like, "Yeah, we got some calls." I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to the convention center. That's all I'm doing." Um, so So Jason Momoa characters are what you cosplay frequently.
Right.
If you had a choice, like what cosplay would you do in the future? That like your dream cosplay, or have you
Uh,
achieved it already?
I want to do Kratos.
Kratos. That'd be nice.
Problem is, he's bald.
Well, you
And
could
I
always
know
use a
people say
bald
use
cap.
bald caps. Use bald caps. It's just my head's not really shaped for a bald cap. I have a
Yeah,
very short, small head. The hair makes it look a little bigger, but it's just that it just doesn't look. I look awkward with a bald cap.
yeah,
So that's the only thing I would love to do. But like with the bald cap, I don't know how I would pull it off.
yeah, yeah. So, do you have any favorite cosplays that you've done? Like, would you say your
Um,
Aquaman was better than your Khal Draco, or
I love my Khal Drago just for the sheer fact that that was the costume that I worked myself so hard to mimic
Mhm.
was to I weighed 250 pounds,
Okay,
not muscle. So I lost 60 pounds and gained a lot of muscle just to be able to look similar to Jason Momoa's Khal Drago. But
Congrats.
I'm also covered in tattoos. I
Hmm.
have a chest and full sleeve and a half sleeve on this arm and back tattoos. So what's crazy is that I found a way to make up and cover up all the tattoos on my body
Oh,
for
nice.
that costume. And just when I went out to do a photo shoot with that as Khal Drago out in Prescott Valley,
Hmm.
it it came out phenomenal, and
Nice.
I love the way it came the costume in itself came out. Um, yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Nice. So, do you have a horror story of cosplay? It's like where you were,
It's
you
not
were.
really a horror story, but it's just an unfortunate event when you're cosplaying at a convention. I was in my Lego Batman costume,
Hmm.
and this happened 2 years ago in 2018. Or no, was it last year? I think yeah, it was last year's Comic Con. I
Hmm.
went as Lego Batman, and a kid pushed me, and it's very hard
What?
to walk in it. It's very hard to walk in Lego Batman because he's technically anatomically correct.
Yeah.
So his arms don't bend, his hands twist, his legs are very sturdy. The knees don't bend, and I can't bend over. So when I was wearing the costume, a kid pushed me, and I fell backwards and basically blew up the costume.
Oh.
And that was he's decommissioned,
Yeah.
probably forever. Um, he's pretty broken up.
Wow.
Uh, yeah,
That
that's
that.
the only like. But I mean, it's just like it's unfortunate. You put so much effort in something. Like I spent about 60 hours working on that costume, and
Yeah.
then one person destroys it, and it
Yeah.
just makes you feel terrible. But that's the thing about like for conventions that some people don't understand. It's just
Yeah.
like if you see somebody in a costume, you know, ask, don't touch.
Yeah. Exactly. So I would be like hunting that kid's dad down. So let's talk about payment.
Yeah, I mean, the kid
No,
ran
it's
off. Nobody really saw it, and I was just,
it's just a
I was
horrible
kind of
experience.
devastated. But yeah, it was a crappy experience, but
Yeah.
um, it's just it's just one of those things where stuff happens, and you kind of just have to move on.
So, what's the most detailed cosplay you've done so far, or are working on?
My most detailed right now that I'm working on is my Aquaman suit,
Yeah.
the new version, the golden green outfit.
Okay.
Do you want me to show?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm currently working on my Aquaman outfit, and I'm in the process of putting sequins for the rest of the top part. And right now I have the foam right here that I'm actually going to put sequins in to make the abs and the chest piece for the suit. So that way it has more of a scale look like in
Very
the actual
nice.
film. And then for the leggings, I'm going to be using puffy paint to line all the hexagons that are on the leg everywhere.
Okay.
And then the gauntlets kind of got a little bit destroyed. The tips started breaking off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Okay.
remake the gauntlets, and then I'm also going to remake the shin guards
Okay.
because it's made out of. I mean, I bought this costume, but I wanted to upgrade it to personalize it myself,
Yeah.
and I figure that'd be a great way to go in there and kind of personalize it. I'm in the process of buying a 3D printer, so this will
Okay.
be 3D printed.
Nice. Yeah, 3D printing is really cool for cosplaying.
Oh
Saves
yeah.
saves a lot of time. Well,
Well,
not
it doesn't
time. It
really save a
saves
lot
saves
of
a lot of
time.
blood and sweat and tears.
Yeah, it takes forever to print a large piece,
Yeah.
but it just saves the material. You
Yeah.
don't have to go out and buy material. You don't have to go out and try to create it. You just press play and then or press run and it just runs and hopefully it
Nice.
works all the way through and doesn't
Yeah.
mess up.
That's
But
nice.
that's the beauty of 3D printing is it's a trial and error type thing to learn how to use it, and I'm looking forward to getting my 3D printer soon.
Nice. So, what are some craftsmanship tips that you could offer someone?
Um, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows everything about, I'm not an expert on crafting.
Hmm.
But if you're going to use vinyl leather or anything like that, or even foam, lining it with felt on the inside reduces excessive sweating and sticking.
Okay.
I found that that helps out a lot, especially with helmets, wrist guards, chest plates. If you line the inside with a sheet of felt, it doesn't stick to you and you don't sweat as much on it.
Oh, interesting. So, what is the funniest cosplay story? Where you were
The
in
funniest
cosplay and it's just the
oh
whole
that's
thing was just hilarious.
oh that's just me as a person.
Yeah.
I love to just goof around everywhere I go as cosplay. Any conventions, any events that I go to, I'm just a giant goofball. I think if you can't have fun in your life, what are you doing?
Exactly.
So
It's
I'm
true.
a huge goofball. A lot of people can testify that, whenever I'm around, especially in costume, I love to just goof off and have fun and just make people smile.
Nice.
It's what I love to do.
So, what would you say your best in character interaction you have had? What would be like your top
So there was
experience?
a boy that last year's Comic Con, a little boy came up to me and he was dressed up as oh no, he wasn't even dressed up. He just came up to me. He had long blonde hair, and he came up to me and he's just like, "Hey, it's nice to see you again." I've never met this little
Hmm.
boy before, but I was just like, "Hey, how's it going? It's great to see you," because I didn't want to pretend
Yeah,
that
of course.
to ruin the moment. So I was just like, "It's great to see you too. How have you been?" And he's like, "I'm doing great. It was great talking to you again." And then I was just like, "Yeah, you too. Do you want a picture with me?" He's like, "Yeah, that would be amazing." And I
Hmm.
was just like, "All right," And then I did a photo with him. His mother comes up to me crying, and I'm like, "Did I do something wrong?" And she's like, "No." So we know Jason Momoa personally, and I was like,
Oh.
"Really?" She was just like, "Yes." So my son has been bullied for having long hair, and
Hmm.
in school. And so she reached out to Jason Momoa because his favorite superhero is Aquaman and Jason
Okay.
Momoa. So Jason Momoa reached out to them and had a conversation with them and let him know that it's okay to have long hair. Everybody made fun of him because they always thought, "Oh, you look like a girl, you know,
Hmm.
you're a girl," and stuff like that. And he got really down and out about it, got very depressed.
Hmm.
Well, when he saw me, she says that when he saw me, he thought that I was the same guy that he talked to on the thing. So
Oh.
by pretending to know him and let him know that it was great seeing him, just made his day even more and solidified the fact that having long hair does not make you feminine in any way.
Nice.
And that made me feel amazing as a cosplayer and as just a normal person, being able to see that's glimmer in their eye to know that you just made their year, their day.
Yeah.
It just that's I love that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you do a lot of charitable work too, and you get to see a lot of
Right.
a lot of fun faces, and happy faces and everything. So, have you ever cosplayed with a family member?
With the I cosplay. I've kind of got my kids into it because
Nice.
but unfortunately they like to dress up as Marvel characters, so it's interesting.
Hmm.
My oldest son Alex, he dresses up as Captain America, and
Okay.
my youngest is obsessed with Spider-Man.
Of
And
course.
I've tried to convince them to go to the DC side of
Go
everything.
to DC.
Nope. They
No.
they absolutely love Captain America and Spider-Man. So I'm
Yeah.
like, well, how am I supposed to be a Marvel character? And I thought, oh, wait a minute. There was a picture of Jason Momoa as a character bent of between Chris Hemsworth and Jason Momoa where they swapped characters, and
Okay.
Jason Momoa dressed up as Thor, and I was just like, maybe I can do that, go around as Thor with them.
Yeah. There you go.
So
That would be fun. So,
yeah,
what is your favorite cosplay photo of yourself?
would have to be the one where I'm swimming up as Aquaman,
Mm-hmm.
by yeah, the photographer that I was talking about
Mm-hmm.
before. Yeah, that was probably by far my favorite cosplay pictures.
Nice. So, what would you say is your go-to for supplies? Like, what stores would you recommend?
Joanne's.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I usually go to.
Yeah.
I used to go to Hobby Lobby, but for certain reasons, I decided just to go to Joanne's and Michael's.
Yeah. A lot of people also recommend SAS as a material place to go. It's
What is it? Which one?
SAS, SAS,
Oh yes, SAS. That's a great place to get fabrics. That's a
in
great fabric
bulk, I
store.
guess, in bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's interesting because yeah, I'm trying to work on a Doctor Strange cosplay
Oh,
now,
okay.
and we cannot, for the life of us, find the material for that cosplay, and it's because it's very specific
Yeah.
blue and a specific red, and yeah, we've been to Joanne's, Michael's, everything, and so we're like, oh, SAS, we're gonna have to try SAS, and so
Right. Yeah, definitely try that. They have everything. And
yeah.
then there's two here in Arizona, and not actually no, I'm sorry. I think I think it's either two or three of them here in
Mhm.
Arizona, and each one has different materials.
Nice, nice.
So if you go to the one in North Phoenix, could be totally different from the one you go in Tempe or Chandler.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I got all of my material that I made for Ganon.
Get in from
I did
Joanne's.
the human version of Ganon,
Nice.
and all the costume material that's in the photos in my Instagram,
Hmm.
every one of that was made in one day,
Oh, wow.
and all of the materials was from SAS, except for the boots. I got those off Wish.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes making boots on your own, that will take an extra week or two.
Yeah, there's a photo shoot a friend of mine wanted to do, and it was the next day. And I was just like, I don't have that costume. And then I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna try to do a costume in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I made it, and it came out really well.
Nice. So, when you did used to wear wigs, what did you like to prefer to buy them pre-styled or did you style them yourself?
Um, I am terrible at styling wigs. When I started doing Aquaman and I didn't really have the long hair, um, I actually just went to a wig shop in Mesa.
Okay.
That's a friend of mine, Moo Mermaid, recommended, and she told me about this wig shop, and so I went there and found a wig that's so in the cosplay photo of Aquaman, the suit like this,
Hmm.
and the newer version, I'm wearing that wig.
Okay.
Only recently, last Comic Con, my hair was actually this long to where I decided not to wear the wig.
Of
But
course.
I really don't care for wearing wigs because it's itchy and just I just don't care for wearing wigs. So that's why I decided just to grow my hair out so that way I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
wash it and make sure and everything like that. So I just figured it's just better off if I just do my own hair.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, when you have that option where you can use your own hair, then it's
Yeah,
like a lot better
yeah,
than
I
having
would
it.
prefer to do that. And I know people can do like amazing things with whatever wig they want to do. Um, and kudos to all those people because I'm terrible at trying to style wigs. Like I tried
Mm.
with the Aquaman one, and it
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah, it's like doesn't turn out the way I want it to. Yeah, it's
Right.
true. I've dealt with those before. So, have you ever been mistaken as a different character Of course, not with Aquaman. Everybody knows Aquaman. You know, it's
No, not true. Everybody called me Superman or Batman or something just to make you like you.
it's
You
like,
know,
oh,
some
yeah, you're just like you look like Superman.
um,
Okay.
there was no, actually no, I haven't really been except for the Superman one when I went on that parade. Everybody said,
Yeah.
"Hey, Aquaman." Yeah, that was the only one.
Yeah. So even when you're as Cal Draco, they don't say, "Oh, are you a Viking?"
Um, Actually, I'm basing my character a little bit off of Khal Drago, and what's funny is that Khal Drago and Baba Voss from C are
Mhm.
almost identical.
Okay.
He's just wearing a vest instead of a waist cover. That's that's basically the difference between Baba Voss and Khal Drago.
Okay.
Besides, without the ponytail beard,
All right. So, have you ever lost a piece of your cosplay at a con?
all the time,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. A lot of people say they don't, and I'm like, wait, no, a piece falls off and you can't find it. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it either broke off or I wore um Green Arrow,
Oh,
and one of
Green
the
Arrow.
arrows disappeared. I was just like,
Oh,
wait, where'd it go?
you're like, wait. Yeah. No, it's so. What is the biggest con you've cosplayed
Um, Phoenix. I'm trying to get the possibility to go to San Diego, but it's very hard to get
at?
in. It costs a lot, and
It's like two hundred
you
and
know,
fifty dollars for just the ticket. You know,
just the ticket, not
just the
including,
ticket.
the drive
Hotel,
there,
the
the hotel
drive.
stay, the food. You end up spending a little over $2,000 just to be able to go there for a weekend. And it's
Yeah.
just like you gotta make sure you have the funds because you also want to meet the celebrities that are there,
Hmm.
you know. So or and souvenirs.
Yeah. Yeah. Souvenirs also
That's
cost. You're
a
gonna.
big chunk of most of the money that comes out of cons is you want to go there and find things and buy it and get
Yeah.
souvenirs and
Exactly.
replicas and memorabilias.
It's important. You know, you want to have a nice
You want proof.
experience.
It's like I want proof that I was there.
It's like I was there. I did meet him. No. Exactly. So, what are all the cosplays you've done so far?
Um, let's see. Lego Batman, Dark Suit Superman, um, Dress Down Aquaman, the green suit, the green armored suit Aquaman,
Mhm.
the golden green Aquaman, Khal Drago, Ganon, Hanzo, Green Arrow. Uh, I cosplayed a little bit, but it was like one time as the Punisher.
Mhm.
Um,
Nice.
and I was in the process of building a cosplay, but I needed more material. It was oh, I forgot his name. Uh, yeah, but yeah, about
Mhm.
9 or 10 cosplays.
Nice. Nice. So it's just getting started then. You're
Yeah,
just yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've only been doing it for roughly about what 2.5 years, 3 years,
Nice. Nice.
but it has slowed down a lot since October.
Mm-hmm.
A friend, Gus from Heroes United,
Mm-hmm.
got me involved in a fan film, and it kind of sparked my drive to go into film. So I
Nice.
kind of fully moved myself into film because I used to work in the aerospace industry.
Oh, fun.
I was an aircraft mechanic in the United States Air Force for 6 years. And so after I got out of the military, I went
Appreciate your
into
service. Thank
aerospace.
you.
Oh, thank you. um, and so I kind of stayed in the aerospace industry, but it wasn't my passion or anything
Mm.
like that. And I tried to make it. I tried to say, you know what, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and kind of convince myself. But then I was just like, you know what, I really want to do film, be in film. So I decided, you know what, screw it. And since this COVID thing happened and I lost my job,
Hmm.
And so I decided to just go full forward into cosplay, or not cosplay. Well, cosplay and acting because
Yeah.
acting is kind of costume play,
Yeah. No. Yeah. Of
just
course.
on film,
Just on film.
except for recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Exactly.
I've been blessed to do a lot of films in the span of from October to now.
Nice. Yeah. No, it's a great thing because a lot of actors are struggling right now because of the pandemic and they're not doing their movies or movies are being pushed
Yeah, no,
back or some other thing. It's just crazy. So
yeah, it's unfortunate.
have you ever purchased anything at a con?
Oh
Like
yeah, all the time.
like part of a costume maybe?
Um,
Like a wig or a piece of armor?
what did I buy? I know I bought something. Oh yes. At a con, it's actually in my car.
Hmm.
Uh, I bought because he wears it all the time, and I was just like, oh, I want to be just like him. So
Of
I bought
course.
a bowler hat.
Oh,
At
nice.
Easily costume thing display in Phoenix Comic Con, and bought
Hmm.
myself a bowler hat from
Nice.
there. But I love to buy art from there, from the artist alleys.
Hmm.
That's what I love to get from cons is art.
Art. Yeah. Yeah, same with me. Art, from cons and everything. So have do you let me rephrase that. Do you like to go to cons solo or do you like to go as a group?
I go solo because I haven't really gotten involved with it besides the charity groups. But I always usually just go solo.
Yeah.
Um, but this year I wasn't. I was actually supposed to go with a couple of people.
And yeah.
Um, COVID. So next year there'll be.
Yeah.
I will definitely be going as a group. We
Nice.
have plans to do a group cosplay uh,
Nice.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
really hard to go as a group. People say because like, hey, where are you gonna be at 2 o'clock? Okay, like, hey, let's
right,
meet up here.
exactly.
Like, we gotta walk in together. We gotta always stay together. Because there was one cosplay group that I was talking to where if one of them left, the cosplays didn't make sense, and so it was
Yeah,
just like,
exactly. Yeah. Or you go one day as the character you were planning on going, but everybody else decided to change to a different genre of character. So everybody
yeah,
else is different. You're the odd man out.
you're like,
You're just like,
what? And it was like, I thought we were going as Sailor Moon.
right, right.
Yeah, exactly. So if you had a chance to meet one of your all-time favorite cosplayers, who would it be, and what would you say?
Um, I would have to bring it up on my phone. Again, I'm terrible with names, but she's, I believe, based in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Um, Her name is Julia, and she does amazing cosplays. And I would love to one day be able to meet her or even cosplay as Aquaman and Mera with her
Yeah, of
if
course.
I had the ability.
Nice, nice. So, of course, the celebrity you would love to meet in person would be Momoa. Yeah, I
I've
think
never
I
met
think
him.
he would want to
I've
meet
never had the
you too as
opportunity.
well. It's like, I think because it's funny because a lot of celebrities like to meet their like almost twin all the time. It's
I wouldn't see, and that's the thing is, it's like I'm a little nervous to meet him because I'm just like I'm trying to mimic his life,
yeah,
sort of when I'm doing these cosplays. I don't know how certain people take that as like because I tried doing this, but when I in my acting career, I kind of want to make my own name, my own brand, and I
hmm,
don't want to just be like, oh well, I'm just a Jason Momoa lookalike.
yeah,
Hire me to be in your
exactly.
film. You can have a Jason Momoa lookalike. It's like, no, I want to do my own. Um, I'm my own person. I want to be able to be my own person.
Yeah.
But if I have the opportunity to meet him, I would kind of change my look so it's not exactly the same.
So no date movie or disaster movie type films where they have like
Right.
fake
I mean,
cameos.
if we could do like twins or something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
and be able to do like a film with him where we're twins and stuff like that, or
yeah,
maybe like Will Smith's version of Gemini
Yeah.
Man,
Mhm.
something like that. I mean, I would love to do a film with him one day,
Of course. Yeah,
but
it'd be really fun. So, if you could tell your past self something, anything about cosplay, what would you tell your past self?
don't give up.
Mhm.
Trust me, you're going to be great. Even though it might look like it's not going to get done, or you're not going to be able to um, be the part, don't worry. You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah. So when you,
And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and it's just go ahead. It's just I was just gonna say it's just like I always try to make myself perfect, look exactly like the character. And I've noticed that if I just put that so much effort into doing that, then I kind of ruin it for myself. So
Mhm.
I kind of set back a little bit. And if it doesn't look 100% accurate, it's not that big of a deal. As
Yeah.
long as I look something like the character,
Mhm.
I'm okay with it now.
Yeah, a lot of
Everything.
cosplayers like to go for the authenticity of the character instead, rather their own spin, of the cause play, because it is tough because you know like myself, I'm a chunky person, and so when you put on the Spidey suit, you gotta cinch it up. Like
And see, that was my big thing is I have a body image issues where because I used to be large, and so I did so much to reduce a lot of weight, and it got kind of a little bit sickly doing it, and so I've kind of reverted and helped myself to where I was losing the weight but more healthy.
nice.
And if I look a little bit chunkier than what Jason Momoa or Aquaman looks like, I personally am not going to like feel bad about it.
Yeah. So that you've pushed past the body image issues
A
and,
little bit, yeah. I mean, there's some issues, but I've kind of um, worked through it.
yeah, exactly. No,
Cosplay is
it's
helped a
really
lot,
fun.
especially with the community.
Yeah.
Everybody in the community is extremely caring and helpful and kind. A lot of people in this community is, I mean, the people I've met, they're great
Yeah.
people.
No,
Like I
yeah.
love everybody involved with Justice League of Arizona and Heroes United and all the charity groups that are involved here in Arizona are just amazing people.
It's nice because they don't have that rule. Oh, hey, you don't look like that character, so you can't cosplay as him. Like you come, you cosplay as long as you're not revealing too much of your body,
Yeah,
you're good. And that's the good thing about it is no matter
yeah, I
what
mean,
your build, you're going to be a cosplayer.
yeah.
And yeah,
That's the whole reason it's called cosplay. It's costume play, not accuracy play.
yeah, yeah. Because if you're looking for accuracy, then you're gonna look at the movie premiere actors who dress up as the character. Then you're gonna look for, oh, that's really accurate to the movie. Okay,
Right.
you know,
I mean, there's versions of cosplay that there's the competitors that try to go accurate as possible, and then you just have the casuals,
mm,
the professionals, but not like accurate professionals. You create your own costume
yeah,
of your own character, your own version of that character. And I love the people that blend different characters together to make their own original characters. Like when I was at Comic Con, I saw a pink Darth Vader. Absolutely loved that costume.
nice,
You know,
yeah. Or the different versions of Deadpool.
oh, the different. One of my friends does mariachi Deadpool. He wears a
Nice.
mariachi hat and goes around as that, and I love that.
Yeah, nice. No, it's always fun to really get into the world of cosplay. So, for you personally, you like to make your own cosplays,
I
right?
mean, I don't make a lot of them. Most of them I kind of pick and buy
Okay, so you
things to
organize
relate to cosplay. I
organize
kind of
materials.
yeah organize like This is an actual motorcycle jacket. This is an A shirt, and I bought this because this will be impossible to kind of paint on my own skin because I'm covered in
Covered
tattoos,
in
and
tattoos and plus the
I gotta
makeup.
figure a way out to put the Aquaman tattoos on my body without going through 2 tubs of makeup to
Right.
put it on.
Exactly. And then you're in Arizona and makeup doesn't stay.
Yes, exactly. And Lego Batman sucked for the summers
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
it's just cardboard and foam, so it's basically like sitting in an oven.
Well, I guess then you were kind of like a 1% happy that it got destroyed. So you're like,
I
good.
mean,
I don't have
not
to wear
really,
that
because
anymore. Woo!
with that costume, I came up with the idea to create a cooling suit, kind
Oh,
of like
wow.
the
Okay.
NASCAR cooling suits where they have the
Yep.
tubes going everywhere. Well,
Mhm.
I was in the process of building a cooling suit for myself, and it was a 2-layer cooling suit that would have a
Oh,
a vial of iced water and a motor to pump the water through
oh,
the
wow.
rest of my
That'd be.
body, and I was in the process of coming up with the blueprints to make it, but when Lego Batman got destroyed and I decided to do Aquaman stuff, it wasn't necessary anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. So maybe in the future, a new and improved
Oh yes,
Lego
I was
Batman.
gonna. It won't be for several years because I still have to figure out how to make the dome, but I want to do Mr. Freeze.
Oh, that'd be nice.
But
That'd be nice.
the whole bell jar helmet thing is I've done so much research and they do make it. Problem is it's glass and it's about $800. They
Yeah.
do make plastic ones, but it's twice as expensive.
But yeah, and plus also it's just like, mm, yeah, that's gonna be a tough one, but it will look cool in the end.
Oh, it'll look amazing. But
Yeah,
again, he's bald, no facial hair, so
you're like,
the dedication required is not right now.
no, yeah, of course. After you're done with Jason Momoa, then you'll be like, all right, let's
Right.
move on to a different person now. Yeah, exactly. So, what is the most difficult thing about cosplaying? Would you say?
Getting your costume done in time.
Yeah. Have you
I'm
ever
a
con
procrastinator.
crunched? Have you?
For
Yeah.
a photo shoot, I made a costume in one day.
Yep. Yep.
I was planning on doing Khal Drago, and I had to make his waist thing, and we had a convention in like the day prior, and so I had to like sit there, and I was having a hard time because I was trying to figure out how to make holes in the
Yeah.
vinyl, and the leather and the foam vinyl felt
Yep.
sandwich piece to
Hmm.
make the waist piece.
Yeah.
Um, Trying to put a hole through it, it was so hard until I was just like I was looking up like how to make holes and stuff, and then there's leather hole punches that I was just
You're
like, oh
like,
my god, I'm an idiot.
that
I'm
could have
such an
saved me
idiot.
so much
After
time.
I wasted so much time,
Yep.
and so I went and bought one at Joann's and snap, 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 snap. I was done in a day with the whole entire thing, and I was just
Nice.
like, man, this is so stupid.
No, it's when we're looking at cosplay, we're not looking at like the entire, huge detail of the thing. You're like, okay, let's focus on one bit at a time. And like for me, I don't make my own cosplays because I don't have that skill, that talent. My wife, she does all the cosplays. She's done this for herself, all handmade, no pattern. And I'm like, wow. My
Oh
kid,
yeah, I don't use patterns.
yeah, my kid, she takes all my photos. So yeah, it's I'm just the eye candy of the cosplay. So, but that's why I love to talk with cosplayers about like how they create, how they sew, how they build, how they do everything, because it's an interesting process on how everything is put together, and
Right.
so
And all it does is it just takes practice. Like I had a hard time sewing my Ganon costume and trying to make sure I was getting the sleeves right and I was getting the cover right because
mhm,
it was offset. And the whole thing was made out of scratch. I didn't have a blueprint or templates or patterns or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I kind of just guesstimate everything.
Nice.
And I know there's a lot of people, cosplayers who sew, and they're like, "Oh my God, how could you do that?" But
You're a natural. Sorry. Yeah.
but it's just trial and error. That's
Yeah.
literally all it has to do. Is if you have the time to sit down and just do trial and error and
Yeah.
glue things together, sew things. I actually made my kids costumes for Sabaton Con. I went
Okay.
as Kakashi, and
Okay.
they went as Naruto and Sasuke. And I
Nice.
was hand stitching my son's Naruto costume. I made his entire costume from scratch because no one was selling a Naruto costume in January.
Oh yeah, of
So
course not. Yeah.
so, and I didn't have time. I had a week, and most shipping takes forever. And the only way you can get one at that time was through one of
Yeah.
those Asian costume shops, and that they
Yeah.
take several weeks. So I
Several
just said,
weeks.
screw it. I decided to hand stitch. I didn't have a sewing machine,
Oh
um,
wow.
so so I hand stitched the whole entire thing until one of my military friends, my really good friend from when I was stationed in North Dakota,
Yeah.
took the time because I was doing a live video of just like the reasons why I cosplay and like what I was doing, and he was just like, he's like, "Are you hand stitching all that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm just hand stitching it." And
Yeah.
he messaged me the next day and says, "There's a sewing machine on your way."
Oh
And
wow, that's very nice.
that made me cry. I was like, "Wow, I just never would have thought somebody would be that kind and
Yeah.
really believed in my costumes
Yeah,
and everything."
there's a lot of kind people out there who they see that you have a vision, they see that you have a dream, and they're like, "How?
Mhm.
What can I do to help you achieve that?" You know?
Exactly,
And
and
yeah,
I was very like surprised that he actually did that, and it really made me want to do more just for the fact that he believed in me. There was actually somebody that believed that I could do more and make more, and so that you know made me excited and happy to do even more costumes.
yeah, exactly. Because it's always fun to get down to the bottom of every project. You know, you start a project and you want to finish it, and you're like, yes, finally it's done, and you want to show it off to everyone. And cosplay is a perfect example of how we can create something and then show it off to the world. So, what is your favorite thing about cosplay in general? Like, what do you like
The
about it?
community,
The community.
the
So,
community,
why is that?
because everybody is just kind, creative, energetic. Um, yeah, it's a very tight knit community. Everybody's friends with everybody, and it's just I know there's a lot of cosplay drama. Personally, I haven't really seen a lot of it. I mean, I've seen some. I've been in um,
Yeah,
some that I really am unfortunate of being in.
yeah,
I wish it never went to that point. But overall, the community that's here, as just in Arizona, the people are amazing. I love being around the the community of cosplayers because the creativity that some people have is just awe-inspiring.
yeah, exactly. Because when you are with a community, you have the opportunity to really shine. I think
Get out of
you
your shell.
you
That's
know
exactly what I
get
did.
yeah, get out of your shell. It's a good thing
I was a
because
huge introvert before I started cosplay. I did not like going out, and if I did, I went by myself. Um, I I was a very, very big introvert. Never wanted to do anything until I started cosplay, and I started to get out of my shell and just be myself. And when I found out that I can literally just do whatever I want as Ted,
mhm,
it felt amazing. It felt like that um, they understood who I am as a person, and that made me feel so much better than just going there and pretending to be a character. I could actually be myself while also being this character, and still be beloved by other people and feel that good energy.
Yeah, one thing that I've seen in a lot of the communities around here are that there's always going to be drama, but a lot of every cosplayer I've talked to so far during this whole project, I've interviewed 5 people now, that there's always cosplay drama, but it's best to stay out of it. You know.
Oh
So,
yeah.
what would be like a cosplay drama incident? Like,
Someone dressing up exactly the same as their character. There are
mm,
100 Harley Quinns, Elsas, and that's where I've seen a lot of the drama is like the
yeah,
princesses,
yeah,
the a lot of the female cosplayers. It's unfortunate that they have to go out there and kind of berate other cosplayers because of what they
okay,
want to wear, and
yeah,
that's some of the stuff I've seen. It's just like it just makes it kind of makes you feel like it's just like, why would you do that? Why would you
yeah,
want to, exert that much energy to make somebody feel so bad about wearing a
yeah.
costume they feel like they feel great in? You should be,
Applauding that.
happy about
Yeah,
them. That's a great costume. You look amazing.
yeah,
Why would you go, oh God, they look terrible? How could they even wear that outside? It's just like, why would you have that energy?
yeah. Whereas guys will probably be like twins.
Exactly, and it's so weird because like I know another guy, and he lives in Texas. He dresses up as Aquaman too. I don't go out there. I'll go, oh yeah, he's like a
Your
half
scales are
Aquaman.
horrible.
No, it's just like, oh, you're Aquaman. I love your Aquaman outfit. You look great.
Yeah, exactly. It's I guess it's just the pettiness of what people want to achieve. Because some people want to take cosplay into like the business side, and some people want to take cosplay into the fun side, and some people want to be more charitable. And there's so
I
many
tried.
versions of cosplaying.
Yeah, I tried to do the business side of cosplay, and I found out that people are very competitive for it, and I mean, I have somewhat
Yes.
of a competitive like personality, but not enough to where it's just like I'm better than you. You should hire. No, it's just like, you know what? If you want me, let my work show you. Okay, look at it. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you want to hire me? Great. But that's why I like the volunteer side is that I can be myself and volunteer and not have to
Yeah.
worry about competing with another group or another individual. It's just like,
Exactly.
oh, you're Aquaman? Me too. Let's go be Aquamans.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's the good thing about it is, because when you take it to a competitive level or like the business side, you're constantly in cosplay. You're every single day you're posting a cosplay. Every single week you're doing a new cosplay.
Yeah.
And it's takes a lot. Takes a lot out of you.
Oh yeah, it does take a lot of your time. I was trying to do a lot of the professional cosplay, posting every day, doing some little thing in costume and stuff like that. But my acting career and working in film has really taken a lot of my time, to where being able to go on it, like I haven't been able to go on Instagram very much, and I've been going on Facebook and networking with a bunch of different film companies and a bunch of different production companies
Yeah.
and getting involved in more film and everything like that. So my attention lately has been more towards the film industry than the cosplay industry. But I
Nice.
still want that ability to be able to go into, if I want to, just jump right into like a cosplay meetup and still feel that same energy that I did prior to going into the film.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be able to have that fun factor,
Yeah, you
always.
want to be able to go there and just be able to have a good time and not have to worry about going, oh my God, is this right? Is this right? Is this okay? Is this okay? Oh shoot, I'm missing this. Oh no. It's just like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go there and have some fun. I'd like to go to group photo shoots. Those are always fun, meeting different cosplayers while doing
Yeah.
group photo shoots. Um, and those are always a blast. I've never gone to a group photo shoot where I felt like it was boring or anything like that, or
Yeah.
um, people would
Of
just
course,
be
with the
weird.
pandemic now, it's just like,
Yeah, and that's the
should
only thing that sucks
we?
right now.
You're like, we can keep our distance, but then you're like, no, you want to be close up. You want to be like, hey, how you doing? Shaking hands and everything. And now it's
Yeah,
going
and
to be
some
just
people.
the elbows.
Yeah, and like with some people in their costumes, if they have face painting and they wear the mask, it can mess it up. So
Yeah,
it's just. Um,
exactly.
and then some people are just wearing actual like helmets or something like that. I mean, they could
Yeah.
probably get away with it.
Well, yeah, like exactly. With I think the new normal is going to be that we're going to have to design the cosplay to have a mask.
Yeah,
You know, one save on makeup, I guess. You know,
right.
yeah, no, it's really fun to be doing cosplays, and it's just when you have a pandemic like this that shatters a lot of people's expectations or dreams or wants and desires. It's hard to say, okay, well, like, our con's going to be able to come back, our concert's going to be able to come back, our football games and basketball games, baseball games, are
I
anything going to be
mean,
coming back.
they might come back, but there'll probably be new regulations.
Yeah,
Everybody has to wear a mask. Everybody has to be able to, keep their distance. And sometimes, conventions might be very hard for that.
it's probably going to be like the Walmart aisles, walk this way. Yeah.
Possibly, it
Yeah.
might be everybody has to go in a line and they get to go through everything. But that's why I don't think conventions are doing anything right now. And
Yeah.
we might not be able to see another convention for another year.
Yeah, and then on top of it, the conventions are trying to help people who are like, Comic Con crazy with the virtual cons. Have you
I've
ever seen
I've
those?
heard of the virtual cons. I've never actually like looked into it. I would love to hear testimonials for people that actually did the virtual con and how
Yeah,
it was like.
I know that Superheroes Unlimited,
Uh,
they do a couch con. It's actually July 11th. Yeah,
okay,
July 11th, I guess, is the Couch Con. And that's on superheroesunlimited.com.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, that they do the Couch Con. It's pretty cool. And you can actually, like, register, and you could be part of the Couch Con too as well. Yeah,
Oh,
it's fun.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So yeah, that's what they're doing. Same thing with San Diego Comic Con. They're doing a virtual con for the fans and everything like that. That's all would be interesting. But
Yeah,
for
it's definitely
me,
interesting to check it out. I heard that it was free to get
yeah,
in,
yeah.
so
For
I
me,
would.
it's just like the actual being there is what is the best about a con. But be interesting.
It would be interesting.
So, have you ever had a chance to do like a gender bend cosplay? And have you ever
No,
heard
I
of those?
haven't. I haven't been able to do a gender bent cosplay yet.
Yeah,
I
me,
don't know if I
I
don't know
don't,
if I would be able to,
I don't think I could
but
pull it off. But yeah, no,
um, I mean, if anybody has any suggestions,
right,
oh,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, like the whole gender bend is. I personally think the whole gender bend works best with the girls to the guys because it's like, okay, we can see that, but like I've seen guys dressed up as girls and you're like, wow, you rock that gender bend. That's amazing.
I mean, I have a couple of friends that do the gender bent cosplays, and they have the ability to do it, and it looks great. They do great jobs doing it.
Yeah,
Me
like
personally, I don't know how I would look in it.
like this cosplayer right there, Sparkison cosplay. He's an Arizona cosplayer, and he does an amazing Meg gender bend
Oh
from
yeah.
Hercules, and you're like, what? Oh wow, that's so cool. because he can get away with it. He's got that look. So, but whereas me, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good to stick to the cosplay. But I think for a lot of people, it's very interesting to branch out what your cosplay abilities are.
Hmm.
And in that sense, there's so many people out there that are going to criticize you for what you wear and everything out in the internet, that is. But I've seen every time I've gone to a con, no one says anything negative about anybody's cosplay. I've never
They
heard
don't
that.
want to get their butt kicked.
Yeah, right? They don't want to get beaten up. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the community's tight. You say something wrong about someone's cosplay, you're gonna see 30 other cosplayers backing them, backing the person that got talked bad to, than the
Yeah.
person that was talking bad. So
Well,
I
no,
don't feel
yeah.
that'd be a smart thing to do, and especially at a convention.
Especially at a convention, you'd be like, "What did you say about my dude?" No,
Yeah, right.
it was funny because I was dressed up as Spider Man, right? And I tried to cinch it up a little bit so I can hide some of the chunk, of course. But I had to go get gas, and I'm like, "Crap, I'm in full Spider Man outfit."
Oh, I've
Well,
done that all the
forget it. Let's
time.
go. Do it. And so I put on the mask and walked in. 20 on 10. And this old guy looks at me and goes, "Why?" And I'm like,
Why
"Why
not?
not? Why not?" And the like five people in line were like, "Hey, old man, leave him alone. Like you could pull that off." and,
Right? Yeah.
and,
See.
and he's like, "He's doing something cool. You go, Spidey. You go." And I'm like, "Hey, thanks, guys. Take care." He's like, and one even shouted out, "Give me Mary Jane's number." Yeah, it was fun, and that's the whole vibe of cosplaying is like everybody's going to stop, everybody's going to say, "Hey, what's up?" You know, even when I was Deadpool walking to the convention, I think like 6 cars pulled off to the side of the road. Can I get a picture? Oh, like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, cool. That's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
I thought it was. There was a time when I had to go to a photo shoot, and I needed a bow, so I bought a bow off of OfferUp, and met him at a McDonald's,
Yeah,
and I wasn't dressed at the time. So what I did is I went into the McDonald's bathroom as myself with all the gear, and walked
yeah.
out as that Green Arrow, and like 6 kids were like, "Oh my
It's like,
god!"
oh my god,
And I
you
was just like,
girl! You're like, hey
yeah, just
guys.
like walk in a regular guy, walk out as Green Arrow,
Yeah, it's kind of like the Superman phone booth thing.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So, um, if you had anything to say to um, about like the future of cosplay, what do you think the future of cosplay is going to be?
Um,
Do you think there's going to be more and more cosplayers out there, or you think
Oh
it's
yeah, definitely. The community is only getting bigger every year.
yeah,
With today's society and with all of the comic movies coming out and everything like that in theaters and what they're creating, I'm just looking at there's going to be a lot more people involved. There's going to be so much more. The community's just going to get even bigger.
yeah, exactly, and even with the whole charity organizations, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. More people are more interested into dressing up as cosplays to go help out the less fortunate.
Yeah,
Whether it's
and
kids with cancer or the battered children for another. You know,
yeah, and and just to let everybody know though, too, is that we're always wanting more people to join these charity events. Like we can never have too many people get involved. Justice League of Arizona, Heroes United. Um, you have the Resident Evil group. You have also the Star Wars group. We all want more people involved. We would love to build our communities to be able to provide, these volunteer opportunities to bring these children, adults, individuals in themselves the ability just to have the chance to meet their heroes for a day.
yeah, exactly. Because when you're helping out the less fortunate, or or people with conditions and everything. It makes it's always that happy feeling inside that you're doing something that is going to benefit them in some way or the other. Whether, yeah, you're not looking like the 100% character, but you know what? In their eyes, you are. You are
Yeah,
like
to
the
their eyes,
perfect.
you are that you are that character.
Yeah,
Like when I go out, they think I am Aquaman
yeah,
and that I can talk to fish, and they ask questions upon questions, and you just gotta roll with it and just
yeah,
make that dream a reality for them
yeah. I
and
think
be like, oh my
cosplay.
god, he really
Yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly. And I think cosplay forces the actor in you to come out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where I started to really sort of hone my skills in that particular area is because learning everything that needed for Jason Momoa's version of Aquaman.
yeah,
Um, it helped me kind of grow as an actor in itself because you
yeah,
want to embody that character as you will as best as you can to make the imagination thrive within the children instead of
yeah.
going pretending to be the character and then being something totally different and then breaking that uh, barrier between the character and your regular self.
Exactly. And when you were younger, did you do a lot of acting in school, or were you like
No,
a football player? Probably.
nope,
A lot of people say football player.
nope. I was a nerd.
Nerd. Yeah.
I was an introverted nerd. I took
Oh yeah, you were
drafting
introverted. Yeah.
design.
Graphic
Yeah,
design.
I took drafting design, art class, ceramics. I was a very artistic child, but
Nice.
never put any effort towards it until I decided to join the military, and that's where I started to get into the technological aspect of aerospace
Nice.
as an aircraft mechanic, and utilized that information that I built over the 6 years I was in to kind of move towards the civilian section and work in aerospace, building jet engines, fixing jet engine fuel nozzles, jet engine blades,
Okay.
and then it just got to the point where it was not what I wanted to do, and
Yeah.
I wanted to be artistic, and they wouldn't allow me to really express myself in a manufacturing, area.
Yeah.
So I decided to move towards more of an artistic expression, and
Yeah.
I'm going to school right now at Full Sail University as getting my bachelor's degree in digital cinematography.
Nice. That would be nice. That'd be really cool. Because, it just goes to show that we have so many people in so many different genres of cosplay that it's fun to like see what they did, before cosplay, or what
But,
they do while they do cosplay. Like for me, I work as a caseworker over at a prison, you know, and yet, I moonlight as a streamer slash cosplayer slash whatever, and people are like, wow, that's kind of interesting,
yeah,
you know?
it's because your life is like life is kind of monotonous
Hmm.
and boring, and you want excitement in your life as much as possible. I just took a class called The Art of Play,
The art of
and
play. Nice.
The Art of Play. It's an interesting class, and it basically states that in your life shouldn't revolve around work. Play should be as important in your life
Hmm.
than work.
Yeah.
And cosplay and acting and taking a camera out and filming and just spending time playing video games and streaming,
Yeah.
those are all art. That's all play.
Yeah.
That's all taking the stress out of your day and just kind of zoning out and just being in the moment and having fun while doing it. And that's
Yeah.
that's why I love cosplay. That's why I love filming and acting. Is because I get out of that monotonous, worried, stressful time, and I get to just relax and have fun and do fun things without having to worry about society in a
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah. Because it's hard times right now, especially with the pandemic, and it's
Exactly.
hard to you know, it was funny because everybody's like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do during the pandemic. I'm home alone. I'm so bored." And gamers are like, "We prepared for this. We're good." you know,
My girlfriend's in there right now doing that.
yeah, exactly. I was playing video games till like 12 o'clock at night last night. So it's what you do to de-stress, to whatever you got to do to de-stress, because
Right.
it's going to cause a lot of issues in the future if you just keep it bottled up so much,
Right.
and you just relax, go out, have fun. And I think that's what cosplay does for a lot of people, is it gives them the opportunity to have fun, whether it's a store-bought cosplay or whether it's a handmade blood, sweat, and tears cosplay. What would you define a cosplayer as a pro cosplayer?
Um, Somebody that spends all of their time and effort towards their cosplay. Is this they you created their cosplay as their job? That's what I consider a professional cosplayer, is when it's their job.
Yeah.
When they monetize it, is what they I would consider a professional cosplayer would be. Is it they're able to make a living off of doing just cosplay.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of people like to say, "Oh, a professional cosplayer is somebody where you get paid to do so," or somebody who's
Exactly.
like put their blood, sweat, and tears. I'm like, okay, you're a professional cosplayer because that is amazing. And that's why over at the Masquerade, there's different levels of cosplay. Like there's the
Yeah.
novice, there's the journeyman, and then there's the master. And so when you make a cosplay, like I would never put this cosplay behind me as a novice cosplay piece because it's so detailed. Every single like strand that she did with this is like whoa, the detailing, and same with your Aquaman. Yes, the first part is store bought, but the detail that you're putting into it, that's masterful. It's interesting to see what kind of detail people put into their cosplays, and
Hmm.
that's what I like about cosplay myself, is you get to see the talent that's out there. And
Right, and that's what I love is when I go on like Instagram or Facebook, and I just perusing the thing, and I just see all these cosplays people are doing, and just the amount of effort and um and time they put into it is
mm,
just like TikTok. I'm one of those TikTok
yeah,
scrollers. I scroll through TikTok
hours,
all day.
hours. Yeah.
I'm terrible for that, you know. It's just like you're too old to be on it. It's just like, hey, I'm just like watching all these little minute videos.
just when people say that, like that little TikTok video was like dun 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 dun, and they're like doing that little thing, you
Yeah.
know. I was like, my friend, his daughter said, "Dad, you can't be on TikTok. Like you're too old. You're too old." And I guess his daughter does TikToks all the time. So he's like, my daughter doesn't want me to do TikTok. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm like, oh, hilarious,
I mean,
hilarious.
I have a couple of them on there. I've done a couple on
Yeah,
TikTok,
I'm
but like
horrible at them.
not to where it's like 80 or 90 TikToks in like a month. But
Yeah,
um, I would love to do more. It's just I don't know. I see them and it's just like these people are amazing.
it's like you can't
I'm
rise to that level, and you're like, you know,
I mean, it doesn't really matter for me about rising that level. It's just like the ability to do half the TikToks that they do. It's just like how? How do they do it?
yeah, no, exactly. And there's also those TikToks where they show you how they're doing the TikTok, and you're like,
Oh
I don't want to do that to my phone.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the tub.
no,
No.
no. I know it's waterproof, but how waterproof is it? No, exactly. But that's the joy of everything that we do, for the community, for ourselves, for others. We try to do our best as much as we can. So, what would you say is the worst thing about cosplay? Because there's always a negative side to cosplay. No matter what, like with every, there could not be good if there's no evil.
Hmm. I mean, the only negative thing that I've seen in cosplay is just people putting down others because of their costume.
Yeah,
That's the, I mean, and it's the unfortunate thing that individuals will go there and just say your costume's crap, and it's just like let them have their stuff. They
yeah,
put time and effort into it. Let them wear it. They
yeah,
look great as they, it's just like why do you have the negativity is the big one. It's just like I don't get why people have to be so negative when it comes to cosplay. It's just like you're
yeah,
supposed to be there to have fun. And I know a lot of cosplayers who say, "Oh, I've been doing this 15 years, and it's just kind of getting old." And it's just like,
yeah,
but there's people out here who just started. You're giving a bad feel
yeah.
into the whole
Feel.
entire community by showing off this negative attitude towards cosplayers. Like, I don't even want to do this anymore. It's just like, then why are you here?
Exactly. If you're not having fun with it, then why are you continuing to do it? And that's the bottom line of cosplay is cosplay, as you say. Like you're having fun dressing up as a costume, whether it's a movie, game, comic book, whatever, or even your own like cos
Creation.
creation. You're having fun. You're making it your own, and it doesn't matter like what you look like. And thankfully, I've not had the negative side of cosplay yet, and I've yet to see that, and I hope I never do. But you got to
Well,
look,
that's great. That's great that you're able to not get involved in some
yeah,
of that stuff.
yeah, and the thing is that we have to remember that back in the '90s, it was you were a nerd, you were like horrible if you dressed up, and now we're in the 2000s and 2020s. It's like you're not cool if you don't dress up, and and it just comes to show that there are people out there that want to bring somebody down, regardless of what they want, because it's a competition to them versus
Yeah,
like a fun.
unfortunately, that'll happen everywhere you go. There's always going to be that individual that's going to, and what's unfortunate is I know that what comes with cosplay comes with a lot of people who have certain mental issues like
Yeah.
depression,
Mm-hmm.
anxiety, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like myself, I have depression and anxiety and borderline personality disorder,
Yeah.
and I work on it as much as I can to be able. But cosplay allows me to forget about my problems to
Yeah.
where I don't have to feel. Um, it makes me feel happy doing it, so I don't
Yeah.
feel depressed. I've
Exactly.
been able to train myself to not worry what everybody says, do what I
Yeah.
want, and not worry about what everybody's thinking. And so my
Yeah.
anxiety levels drop.
Mm,
And
true.
it's just it being around people who you can relate to is
Hmm.
also beneficial too.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're gonna find out in the acting world that it's oh my god,
And so
competition world.
that's the weird part though. It's just like I haven't felt that yet.
Yeah. Nice.
I haven't experienced that yet. Maybe it's only because maybe it happens in Hollywood, but
Maybe.
like um, most auditions I go to, I have great experiences and I get callbacks and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I mean, it's just like some of them I don't, but I don't worry about it. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
darn, they picked somebody else. Oh shucks, I'm
Yeah.
never going to be able to be an actor. But it's just like but see, that's what I love about the indie industry here in
Yeah.
Arizona is that
Indie
they love
films
to
are.
find
Yeah.
people that are willing to work for free.
Yeah.
And I already do that with cosplay. So I was
Yeah.
just like, screw it, let's do it with acting. I build
Yeah.
up my
Yeah.
portfolio with
Portfolio.
all this stuff, and still go out and
Yeah. Well,
cosplay in
look
these movies.
look at Felicia Day. She started off as an indie actress, and she worked her way up. It's a lot of things. Well, I want to thank you again for coming
Yeah,
on
no
to this
problem.
interview. I appreciate all the time that you've given, and I appreciate you as your service. Happy 4th of July.
Yeah,
Appreciate your service in the military. And I wish you luck in your acting career. It's been
thank you
really
so
fun.
much.
All right. Well, take care.